So guys, while we're here, we're also going to do a review of this new Walkman.
New Sony X-Series Walkman. NWX-1060 as far as I can remember. Sony's first touch screen Walkman. Quite nice. Got this crocodile skin effect on the side. Built-in digital noise cancellation. It has rail buttons as well, not like the iPod. So you have pause, play, backwards, forwards, rewind. Unusual here, hold button is on the back of the machine, so unlock, that's off hold. Let's have a look. So we have some music here. We have something like cover flow as well, so you can have albums. So this is album art that we've loaded up. You can flick around, move around, select an album.
We can't actually play any of this for copyright reasons.
So let's see. Select the album. Other interesting feature, this thing actually has Wi-Fi connection as well. Take you to the home screen. The background image you can put in yourself. So built-in digital FM tuner. YouTube integration. So when you're watching a music or video, you can go to YouTube, do a search, and pull down the video you're interested in and watch it. There's a web browser built in as well. Obviously, we can play some videos, noise cancellation. You can have RSS feeds as well, and then these are settings.
Can we get an example of the Wi-Fi at all?
Yeah, this is actually the weakest feature of them all. First things first, we have to turn on the wireless LAN. So, wireless LAN function on. Okay. Wireless LAN is there. Go to the web, connect.
You've already presumably put in your
So
authorization.
I've already entered the correct keys, so we can get straight in. Notice while you're on the web, you can still play the music, so the music would still be playing into the headphones. Okay, here we go. The Inquirer, so it's a pretty standard technology website. This is an access browser, it's optimized for mobile, but you can browse a full-on site. You get a lot of errors like this. The browser is not really capable of supporting, kind of advanced features. If you go to Sky News website, a lot of the stuff, you run out of resources. So, I mean, this is more of an afterthought than a useful technology. Also,
well, for checking email, it will be fine, right?
Yeah, it's okay. If you just want to check something, you're on holiday, then you can. Obviously, there's no gestures on this. You can't do things like this.
Pinching and pictures and all that.
Yeah, so there are some bookmarks. So if you want to get to a bookmark, this one I cooked up earlier. You just scroll around.
Hopefully there's nothing untoward in your bookmarks.
No, Sky News. Pretty standard website.
Okay, so I mean, this is G, I presume.
Wireless G, yeah.
Or is it just
Also,
basic browsing?
There are some things on these as well that you don't hear about in normal reviews. Battery life. When you turn on the wireless LAN and start using it, your battery is drained very rapidly. And also YouTube, very poor, very slow to start playing. It's buffering music. It takes up to 30 seconds for the music or the video to start to play. A demonstration of YouTube videos. Okay, so pick some song. For example, When I Grow Up. At the bottom here you have a little world globe. Select that.
I don't think we can actually show this.
Go to YouTube. And this is just a demonstration of how long it takes to actually play.
Okay.
So we're waiting now. We're waiting for it to search for the video. Disconnected. Okay, reconnect. Okay, so it's found some videos on YouTube. Let's pick the first one. Okay, so everything looks good. You think it's going to start playing now. Any second now, it's going to start playing, and it doesn't, and you're waiting.
Interminably waiting.
I mean, if we were to watch that video on a laptop we'd be watching it by now. So obviously there's buffering going on. There's a little symbol up here indicating that it's paused. You can't do anything while that's waiting. Now you can get out, you can go and search for something else, but you can't play the video. You can't say play what's been buffered so far.
Mm-hmm.
All you can do is wait for it to play. Now, does that seem like an acceptable wait? No. Finally we get something.
Anything of note that you think separates it out from any other devices similar like this?
I like the touchscreen. It is actually pretty sensitive. So if we want to do a search for, say, for example, all songs, you get a list of songs, and it is very sensitive. So you can flick around, pick the one you want, and away you go. The other good thing about it is the noise cancellation. The only thing is, these aren't the right headphones for this. These are the EX90 headphones from Sony, so these would be pretty high grade headphones, but for the noise cancellation to work you need the microphone built into the headphones themselves. So you get a headset supplied with this unit, and you can only get the noise cancellation to work with that particular headset, so it's not so good, but I guess that's the way it has to be. And the supplied headset is actually pretty good. I'd recommend that you don't need to go out and buy a pair of these if you have the headset. They're a bit bassy, but they're not too bad.
What's the battery life just for playing music?
Just for music, it's about 25 hours, I reckon.
This is 32 gig version of this device as well?
It is, yeah.
And what's this retailing for at the moment?
This is for €340 in the Sony Centre in Liffey Valley.
340. Liffey Valley will mean nothing to anybody. To the place in Dublin. But at €340, so comparably similar in dollars, I would imagine, about 320 or something.
FM.
Ah, yes.
Pretty cool. So you can pick the one you want, select, or you can go with your presets. So you've up to 32 presets, I think. Auto tune, you can set it to do a very sensitive tune, so you end up picking up really weak stations, or you can tell it to be less sensitive, so you only get stations that really are good quality and right up on top of you. So photos actually, these come with the unit, so they're demos. You can go through them like that, or you can flick them like that.
Mm-hmm. So there is some kind of iPod gestureness about it.
Yeah.
But a lot of people have billed this as the iPod Touch killer, and for the time being, it kind of is, isn't it, in many ways? I mean,
yeah.
They're going to update the iPod Touches very soon, which we'll see what happens there, but this doesn't have a camera with it.
No, I think they have to sort out this YouTube problem. You know, you need to be able to play a video. No matter how much of it is buffered, at least you should be given the option to start to play it, and they don't allow you to do that. And the browser really is only a token. It's not really usable. I've got this now about a month, and at the start I played around with it, but since then I've just disabled the wireless LAN function.
Is there a possibility that Sony might open up their browser or their OS on this to be Google Android or something? Or?
Doesn't seem like it. Sony don't really release firmware unless they absolutely have to, so if there's some critical fault you'll be able to download a firmware fix for that, but other than that, no. So they're the kind of settings. You've got your service, country, region, your language settings, common settings, so you have beeps, whether or not you beeps when you touch the screen, time off after 15 seconds, etc.
In general, how often do you find yourself generally is having to charge this?
About once a week. I use this in work. I listen to it in work. No, not all day, but from time to time. So it gets well used.
Would you also like it to be a phone?
Yeah, for sure. So unit information. There's nothing in there that uniquely identifies me. There's no serial numbers, but you can see how many songs there are, how many videos there are, how many photos there are. And the firmware, and that's the model number. So it's NWZ-X1060.
So what is this actually known as, the device?
It's the X-Series Walkman.
Yeah. X-Series 32 gigs, that'll do, my YouTube description.
Yeah, so that's what happens when you try to activate the noise cancelling. when you don't have the headphones plugged in, so unavailable. One good thing about this actually is that the noise cancelling function is a button on the side as well, so if you switch that off, that kills the noise cancelling. So with the button switched on, again, unable to execute because the headphones aren't plugged in. If I